Hey everyone, welcome back to IJustWatched. I'm Joseph, and we're about to discuss Smile, one of the latest horror flicks. I was genuinely interested and excited for this. I was hoping it was good, hoping it was real good. But before we get into it, I gotta hit you with the usual, which is hopefully you like this enough to smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell to get notified. Let's discuss Smile. Spoiler warning, I'm gonna jump into it. So right off the bat, just to get it out there, because I feel like I need to say it, it definitely very much feels like it follows. However, I think the biggest difference is Smile, like, once it gets you to this intense moment, and it builds up just a little bit, and then throughout, like, the majority of this movie, it is extremely intense. Combination of the music, the way it's shot, the feel, the stakes felt, like, kind of crazy or creeped out. So I think that's the biggest difference. I won't get too much into It Follows. I guess that, that'll be its own conversation if y'all want to hear it. Smile keeps you on edge. I gotta say, overall, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really good. It was creepy. It wasn't as horrifying or as scary as I had hoped, but that's rare. Honestly, my expectations for anything that's horror-esque or creepy or spooky, I want to be terrified. I want to be like, oh shit, let me fill you in a little bit. So the first time my father ever watched The Exorcist, back in the day, I think he went to the drive-in for that one, if I remember correctly. And he said he was so terrified. After he dropped off his date, on the way home, he saw her reflection in the mirror. He actually swerved to the side of the road, looked back, got out the car, was kind of like, oh shit. Anytime I watch anything spooky, I'm like, man, maybe it's stupid, but I want to have that moment. I want to be like, oh fuck. There's a couple movies that really, mess with you. Like The Conjuring, to me, to this day, is still creepy. I love watching it, but it still has those, I know it's coming, and I still get that sense of being scared. Saying that, the whole time I was in it, I was focused, I was enjoying the movie, but it never got me to that point, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of my favorite scary movies don't really get me to that point. That's rare. I just wanted to let y'all know, let y'all in a little bit. My favorite part about Smile is the fact that once it gets going, it's moving, it's quick, continuously escalates. And my favorite part is these huge mind game that they play on you. And they show you something, and then, like, is it real, is it not real, or is this real? Like, throughout the movie, you find yourself questioning what is real, who is real. They answer those questions throughout. The way they answer those questions, I felt, made those moments even creepier, because you're sitting there like, oh shit, okay, hopefully this person helps her, and then boom, you find out, they call, and she's like, hello, and then it's a person in front of her, and she's like, oh shit, and then you get that creepy fucking smile. This entity, the way they developed it and the way it's like attacking your psyche, was really fun. It was really enjoyable to watch. It made me enjoy the movie. Whoever is in charge of this movie's sound and like their score and stuff, music in combination with the sound effects and everything was like great. That shit was, for one, loud as fuck, but it felt appropriate the way they did it. So I gotta throw it out there. I highly recommend watching this, and what I prefer is Dolby. Beyond amazing audio, you get great picture, but I don't work for them. Watching this movie or movies similar in that, oof, game changer, no question. And what's funny is I feel like every horror movie I've ever seen ever has jump scares, and this one has a couple. Jump scares I feel like almost necessary if they're done right. Don't give me a movie of nothing but jump scares. Obviously that's trash, but some movies know how to do it right. They'll give you a jump scare here, or they'll lead up to a moment where you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, and then nothing happens. You're like, oh fuck. Okay, cool, we're good. And boom, you're like, this movie had a couple of those moments, but the way they drew it out, I felt was tasteful, I guess, maybe for lack of a better word. They also mixed in what I think, again, every horror movie needs, is a certain amount of comedy, so you can provide a certain level of release, relaxation. Because I remember there was a couple, nothing crazy, no crazy jokes, nothing super funny, but still they gave you a couple moments of like, okay, and then you're kind of relaxed, and then it's like boom, intense again. You're like, oh fuck. There's no warning, but if you have like light sensitivity, heads up it's only in the beginning when they drop the title card. It also found myself saying, I was like, this movie feels like the worst version of a suicide pact. This entity, you have 4 days, anywhere from 4 days to a week. It basically, once it defeats you mentally, it possesses you and then uses you to kill itself or you in front of someone, causing them trauma, then thus transferring and then messing with them. And I think the reason it ranges anywhere from 4 days to a week is depending on I would assume, your mental stability. If you're a little stronger mentally, I figure you could last a little bit longer. If you're a little weaker mentally, you don't last. I thought that was cool because they explained enough. They have no idea what the hell this entity is. We don't know where it came from. None of that, but they gave you enough details to put together a story to understand the line of it, and also gave you a way to transfer it to someone else. Horrible way, but there's a way to make it skip you. I say that because this movie has a lot of moments that remind me of course, It Follows, but it reminds me of The Ring, 7 Days, Truth or Dare, or even just like Final Destination, and even Halloween. He was inspired from other films, previous classics, while still doing something new. And overall, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I thought the final moments, you come to that deal with her trauma, I really thought she was gonna make it. She's dealing with this thing she's never truly dealt with, and they even say like sometimes most time, you'll never be completely healed or past your trauma, but you can learn to control it, is the way they put it. And I actually really like that part of it too. And at the end, when she's confronting her mom, who's dead, committed suicide, and she found her, but then you find out that when she found her mom was basically like called for help, fucked up, was dying, and she panicked, freaked out, and ran away. Oh, she didn't just find her. I mean, she was a child. Her freaking out led to her for sure dying. Don't get me wrong, it's not her fault. Damn, that's fucked up. That's heavy. Remember that giant old lady? She was like, argh. All that being said, and the final moments when she finally loses, which really sucked. I really thought they convinced the hell out of me, I'm gonna be honest, because I thought she made it. But when she actually finally loses against this monster entity, whatever, and you see what I thought or consider its true form and the way it possesses you, I was like, oh, that shit's gross. Pause. I don't like that. And it led me to the big question, which is, if someone's committing the suicide in front of you while they're freaking out, just can you just look away, or can you walk away? Or if you catch it, and it's one of those things like once you catch a glimpse, you can't turn away, that's part of it. I was kind of thinking that because I figured like most people would be like, oh, or ah, but people are just stuck there, unable to turn away or move, and it could be that fight or flight. But I feel like it's part of that thing is when you see them and you turn, you just boom, you're cat. When you see the smile, you're done, like you're stuck. Overall, again, I really enjoyed this movie. I want to hear your thoughts. Are you gonna see it? I say see it. Again, I'm going to say see it. Even if you don't do Dolby, it's my favorite. But at least, you know, because some theaters have better sound than others. I highly recommend you go to one that you know has banging sound, because the sound design and everything was really good, and it just adds to the intensity, thus adding to like the fear aspect of it. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it. Want to hear your thoughts. What do you think of Smile? Let me know down below. Any comments, questions, concerns, requests. I love hearing from you. Do you want a video on It Follows? I rewatched it recently because I knew it was gonna. I was immediately connecting it to this movie, and then rewatching it is the reason I was like, yeah, okay. To me personally, Smile is way better, but that's its own video, only if you want it. Let me know down below. But until next time, stay safe, be well, adios.